Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. From a very, very snowy Chicago. Tons of snow on the ground now and covering everything. In fact, a couple of the lines on the train weren't even in service today. There were some shuttle buses that were operating, and it was not that cold per se, but lots and lots of snow. And I eventually made it to the gym. It took a while. I took one train up north, and I usually get to a connecting train from there. However, that train wasn't running, so I had to take a shuttle bus and then go from there. It didn't take a long time, but definitely longer than usual. But I eventually made it and started warming up. I went to the elliptical, and get this, it took me 5 minutes and 27 seconds to do a half mile. That's a lot longer than it usually takes. So if that doesn't tell you how much my legs got worked from walking through mounds and mounds of snow, I don't know what does. But the fact that it took me that long to do a half mile says something. And then from there, I went to the dip station and started doing some warm-up sets. So I did a set of 10 with body weight, a set of 6 with 25 pounds, and now you're seeing the 10 by 3, 90 seconds of rest in between sets with 52.5 pounds. So after this workout, after today, I will be resetting, so I'll be going back to a 10 by 5 with the second cycle's weights. So this will be a bit of a theme that you'll notice is going from 50 reps to 40 reps to 30 reps, back to 50 reps, 40 reps, 30 reps, and just cycling through the different weights that I'm using and introducing new ones. So for dips, they went perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I was actually tempted to work out yesterday, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. It would have put me pretty much right back on track with the schedule, but trying to work out the day after doing squats and deadlifts and then of course the lunges, probably not the greatest idea. So I'm glad I waited. I was tempted to, but I'm actually glad I didn't, and I'm just right back to where the schedule would normally be. So making sure I take a day off after lower body was actually the smart move, I think. I mean, I could have certainly have worked out and maybe have had a good workout, but I'm kind of glad I just went back to the schedule. So with these reps, nothing really to talk about other than just making sure I'm getting proper depth and getting to full lockout. And that's really all I was going for. I wasn't going for anything special, although you probably have already noticed pausing at the bottom, but I like doing that anyways, especially when I'm able to. So easy weight, lightweight, it really is for me, so there's no worries here. It's just trying to get a little bit more out of it than just kind of going through the reps and just getting it done, but actually putting a little bit of an emphasis and a focus, whether on the bottom or getting to the lockout, and just really the overall execution of the exercise. So this will be fun. I'm very curious to see how dips will play out this time around, and I'm just very happy to be back at it. And on top of that, just getting it as a primary mover, not using it as a secondary, but actually a first lift, really is good for me and also just for overall development. Now, for the accessory, I went to an old one that I haven't done in years, and that's an Incline Tricep Extension, also known as skull crushers. And I like to bring an easy bar back behind my head and then lock out from there, as opposed to bringing it up to a perpendicular position in relation to the ground. So I like to have my hands back and down, so my shoulders will be back and down as well, and then I'll lock out from there. It's a really good way to do the extensions, and I prefer it that way, especially when I'm focusing on the long head of the tricep, but I kept it light. I did not want to go heavy on it. It's been too long since I had done it, and I wanted to make sure it was right. So I did 8 reps with 45 pounds. That was really easy, so I went to 8 reps with 55 pounds. I thought about using that as a working weight, but it did honestly feel a bit easy, so I topped it off with a 3 by 8 with 65 pounds, and that was a pre-weighted barbell, so I didn't have to load anything. It was just on one of those little tree racks, and I just grabbed the 65 pounder, which actually was the heaviest one, so I couldn't go heavier unless I wanted to load up an easy bar. So 3x8, 65 pounds, trust me, that was fine. I got through all the reps just okay and no problems, but it was just a nice little soft reintroduction to the exercise. And I believe the incline was at 35 degrees. So now you're seeing the 10x3 with the reverse grip row, and these are going to go fast, so I'm going to talk a bit quickly. I warmed up with a set of 10 at 135 and then just went directly to working sets. So you're seeing those right now with 200 pounds, easy weight, lightweight, no problems, no issues. I threw my hood up and just went to work. For the accessory, I went to an incline dumbbell curl and very simply did a set of 8 with 25-pound dumbbells and then the 3x8 with 35-pound dumbbells. At that point, my gym crush showed up, but I really needed to go. All right, everyone, remember, adopt, don't chop.